This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hey everybody, what's happening? My name is Brian, and with me as always is...
I'm Mark.
And you may know us as Talking Shit. We are a little podcast on a network called the Deluxe Edition Network. Over there on the Deluxe Edition Network, there are really, really great podcasts, including your favorites, us. And podcast of the month this month, Mark, are...
Horsing Around and the Real Drunks podcast.
The Real Drunks. Love them.
Yeah, they're still on my list to do or to watch, whatever.
Just give them a listen, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to find a lot of great podcasts over there. Mark, you found this young lady. She is a Citrus County original, kind of like us.
Yes. I actually found her when she was working for another place before she started doing her own. And I just liked what she was doing with the animals and how she was helping them. So I just reached out and said, hey, look, a lot of our fans want to have her on there that are from Citrus County. So that's why I was like, let's see what she has to say.
Well, let's introduce this young lady.
All right.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Alyssa, how are you?
I am doing great. I have my little buddy with me.
Hey,
my
I love squirrels. I'm a huge fan of squirrels. We actually, my wife and I and our kids, we actually had Loki, who was a baby squirrel that we ended up rescuing at one point. We did let Loki go because he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. You didn't want to share your. You didn't want to share. You didn't want to share. That was all.
Now, what's
they
this?
Get pretty ornery when they get older, right? Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Right now, he's little and cute, but he won't be forever.
Right. And what's his name?
Okay, so I actually haven't named this one. I actually just got these ones in today, and I can't name every animal I have. Oh my gosh, that would be insane. I don't know how I would remember them all.
So are you keeping all these animals though?
No, absolutely. So my whole goal is rehab and release. Rehab and release. I do not want to keep any of these animals. I want them to go back out in the wild where they belong. These animals do not make good pets at all. They're fun, but when they're babies, but they destroy everything when they grow up. And then they get attached to you. I get countless phone calls from every day from people saying, I don't know what to do with this raccoon. It's getting in my car and it won't leave my neighbors alone. And
because you turned it into a pet, and that pet thinks that they run the neighborhood because they feel like they're your pet. Yeah. So
do you release them back to where?
Right. So when they're babies, I get to love on them and cuddle on them and play with them and make cute videos like you guys see on Facebook. But there's a time when imprinting occurs and I have to put these animals down and not down. I have to put them in their cage and then they only get food, water, they don't get any human interaction. I am 100% serious about that.
Cool. Do you release them back into where you found them or?
Sometimes I do, unless it's not safe for the animal. Like turtles, they really need gopher turtles. I've been getting a lot of those. Those really need to go back where they came from. Mm-hmm. But squirrels, I actually just let them out at my house and throw food out for them so I know they're okay. It's called a soft release.
Yeah. You still get to see them. They'll come back every once in a while.
They do all the time.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with the one that we had. We had them in a like a bird cage kind of thing, and we'd go out and feed them. And then one day, my wife said, "You know what? I'm just going to leave the door open." I was like,
"Great,
why?" That's what she did. She was like, "I'm just going to leave the door open." He would leave. He'd leave all day and then come back. And then she said he came back. I don't know how long ago it was, but after we got rid of, or after he left, but I guess he had come back a few weeks later with a family.
Oh.
No, that's not good. Like, no, because listen, I've already taken care of kids. We're good here.
I think he can handle taking care of his kids by himself, though.
Yeah, I think so too. So how many do you have? How many animals have you rescued? How many are you rehabbing right now?
That is a loaded question.
A bunch. You don't even have
let's go with right now. And so I do have volunteers working for me off site that are on my permit, that also have animals for me. I think right now we have maybe 15 possums, 2 bunnies, 2 raccoons. I've got an albino possum, squirrels. I really don't count them every day because they come in and they come out.
Gotcha. Now, I've not seen an albino possum.
Yes, I'm going to show you. Do you guys want
to see this?
You didn't see that? And
she was
proud of that one.
So I get this phone call from this really nice guy in Inverness, which I was actually down at the Canna Bakery. Have you guys eaten there? It's really good. It's fire. Like, it's really good. So anyway, I was down there, and then I got this call, and literally 5 minutes away in Inverness was this little possum that was infested with like fleas and stuff. So I went and got him, and I named him Oz. Oops.
Oz? Oh, he is definitely Oz. Look at him. That's cool.
And he's so perfect. I love him so much. He's great.
So tell us, what are possums good for other than, we talked about this right before we came on the show. What do they do for us in our environment?
Okay, so they eat a ton of bugs that we don't want around. A lot of people are scared of them because they think, oh, rabies? Well, their body temperature is actually lower than any other mammal. So they're not a rabies vector animal. They can't get rabies or distemper or any of that nasty stuff. So we don't have to worry about that. So just if you see one, they can totally just live and you guys can coexist with no issues at all. And they're actually really sweet when they're babies, not so much when they get adults, though.
Do they make funny noises when they become adults and stuff like that? Like, do they hiss and stuff? Because I feel like that's a defense mechanism, right? That's all they're trying to do is defend themselves because they don't want to fight anymore.
Right. So they do bite and they will poop on you. I've got one that I named Spicy, which so like every time I get an animal that's mean which is great because that means they're going to make it out in the wild one day, I just call them Spicy. So we have this one called Spicy, and he'll like hiss at you and be super mean and bite you every time you try to get him out of the cage to feed him and stuff. But then when you put him in your hand, he just dies.
So you always hear the term playing possum. How do they play possum? And do the kids, do the little ones do it?
Oh yeah, so they all do it, and the little ones are even more of it. But the big ones, so I don't know who they think they're kidding because they do not do a good job at it because they'll still like be breathing and like looking at you. But
gotcha.
They all do it. It's pretty cute. Hi, Oz.
You remember the one? About a month ago, I told you about the possum underneath my kitchen sink.
No.
Yeah.
You had one?
Yeah. We have an opening in our underneath our kitchen sink because we had to find a way to get underneath the house, so we did it there, and it came up there, and it didn't do anything. It still doesn't chase the anything like the rats or anything. I don't have rats, but when we did, it didn't chase them away.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're not terrible. You know, raccoons are the ones that get most of people talking bad about them because they get in the trash, they make messes, they tear up everything, literally,
Right.
that they touch.
But they make really good plumbers.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. That's really funny that you say that though, because we actually have like PVC. I've got this like huge 25-foot by 12-foot cage outside for the adult possums. And my brother, who helps me with all of this, my vice president, he puts like pipes going in the thing for like the possums or for the raccoons to put like items in and stuff, and they love it. They'll be like sticking their hands in there and trying to dig it out, or we'll put like treats in there for enrichment or whatever.
Gotcha. All right. Do you take the animals out in town with you, or do you just pretty much keep them at the house? Or
Okay.
is it a house or is it a business?
Okay, so my house is my business right now. However, I'm working on a couple different things right now. I just secured a 2-story building in Beverly Hills for the thrift store or marketplace, as I'm going to call it, that I'm going to make. One day I hope to just turn my house now into the rescue, and then I'll go move into like another house where I can actually have like 5 minutes of peace. But
it's never going to happen.
So FWC is very, very strict, and I make sure I follow all the rules. So we have something called an educational permit or ESC that you can get, which mine is actually pending. And what that allows you to do is take educational animals that are not releasable out to, you can do whatever you want with them. My animals right now are all going to be put back out in the wild. So I can't take these out in public. But so Mr. Possum, if he gets metabolic bone disease or whatever, and he can't go out in the wild and FWC signs him over to me, that makes him an educational pet.
Okay. But it's not one of those things where you're just like, oh, I keep a cage in the back seat of the car with an animal, and then I just go around and.
Absolutely.
Educating people is fantastic, I think. Now let me ask you this, because this has happened a couple of times. Like birds get wounded, birds get hurt, and people. I saw a little kid one day. We were in a plaza, and he picked up a bird that had whacked the window, and he picked it up and he took it into a pet store. And the pet store was absolutely not. Get that hell out of here. Is that like an animal that you try to help and try to rehab?
Okay, so I'm so glad that you asked. Okay, so I'm still in the process of wanting to get my federal bird permit. There is literally a million permits through FWC that you can get. Mm-hmm. So if we're talking about birds specifically, I'm allowed to take them for 24 hours and then get them to a federal bird regulated place. But let's say that it's a raccoon that gets hit by a car. Like, okay. Absolutely, yes. And rescues are so inundated with phone calls that they just can't help anybody else. That's probably why they're all in such bad moods all the time. But regardless, so we do this, and then we go get the animal and we try to treat them. And if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it's sad, but it doesn't.
And you take them to the vet too, right? Like a lot of these animals that you're getting, you're taking to the vet and getting.
Oh yes, I'm always under a vet's care. My doctor is Dr. Val in Reddick, Florida, and I'm working with getting a couple other vets just behind me so that I'm able to take even more animals. But yeah, so anytime an injured animal comes in, I mean, sure, I can put Neosporin on it and fix it up and do the best I can, but it's always under a vet's care.
Okay.
Because I'm not a vet yet.
Question from Amanda is, what are your thoughts on Nature World?
So Nature World has talked a lot of shit about me. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of bad blood, unfortunately. And I'm just throwing it out there that I'm not mad. I would love to work with them and make it better for the animals. I'm not really sure why all the hatred with me. You shouldn't be jealous because, I'm trying to change things up. That they're mad because I'm young and I'm changing things up.
And you're learning as you go too. It's not like you knew everything coming into it, right? You started with a facility. I think you were helping at another facility. Is that right?
So
Volunteer.
I started with Nature World,
Okay.
and they kind of kicked me out. And then I went over to Missy's Miracles. She was nice for the most part, and now I'm just said fuck it, and I'm on my own.
You got to
So
do what you got to do.
here's a good question for you. All right, why did you want to start your own instead of saying, instead of going with somebody that's already been there for quite some time? What made you
Okay, so
decide now was the time?
I'm so glad you asked this because I love telling the world this. The rehab community is this stuck up, rude, nobody can get into it kind of place. Like I had to fight to get into it, to learn how to do it. And that's why animals are not being saved. So when I got my license, which is part of the reason why all the rehabbers in Crystal River hate me, is because I'm like, here I am. I'm going to train everybody. I'm going to save all the animals. I'm going to post on social media, which is against their code of ethics or whatever. But I'm not doing anything illegal. And FWC is right behind me. So they just need to leave me alone.
No, I mean you're trying to help the wildlife and put the wildlife back where it belongs in the wild. I did see on Facebook people are asking you, do you take kittens? Is that? I mean, you're not an SPCA. You're not the SPCA. You're not that. Are you taking kittens and puppies and that kind of
so
stuff?
absolutely no puppies at all. The animal control is really strict on those rules, so it can't do that at all. With kittens, if they are feral cats, feral, meaning they are outside and they're mean and there's no chance of them ever being adoptable, I will take them. I will take them to Citrus County Animal Hospital or Humanitarians, wherever, and I will pay with my own money or somebody else's donation money, and I will get them fixed, and then I will let them go. So that's what I'm doing from now on with the kitties.
And that's the biggest thing is getting these animals fixed. There's a lot of people actually that have cats that I think are feral, and there's a good example of that was my mom before my mother passed away. She had a bunch of cats in her house, and I was just like, "Look, you got to get these cats fixed. I will pay. I will help you." I think they ended up with 17.
Oh my God!
Oh, so I'm not too far behind then. Wow,
Mark, I'm telling you right now, if you don't get those cats fixed,
hey, they're all fixed. The little one that we just got, we helped actually. My daughter helps. She rescued it. She brought it to life.
If you got more than 3 cats, I think that you're it's goofy. I think because
I'm goofy.
Here's the thing: the urine smell creates what the hell is that?
Pneumonia.
The ammonia smell. And
my cats are outdoors.
That's not good for you to. Okay, well that's better, but it's not good for you to breathe in if you got 17 of them living in your house.
No, I don't got 17. I only got 9, and some of those will be going away soon.
I was going to say I feel like that's too many. How do you feel about people with having a bunch of cats? What's your?
Hey, if I could take care of them, I mean, that's not a big deal. We took care of them. We paid everything and they're all set up, ready to go. Dogs, on the other hand, well, I'm gonna shoot them one day.
No,
I couldn't do that. No, I can't do that. I'm not that mean.
So let's talk about experience. Somebody brought up experience. Let's talk about experience. How old are you?
I am 35 years old.
Okay. The oldest person and the youngest person in these other facilities that you've worked with, about how old were they? Were they older?
I am by far the youngest. Like I'm the youngest owner rehabber that I've ever heard of. Everybody is older in the rehab community, and they had this little thing going and it was working really great for them, but I'm here to shake it up and make it different. I mean, social media is a great way to get people interested. We have this whole community of people that want to help, and they can't help.
Yeah, I can't help you if you don't tell me where to. Hey, if you got extra dog food or whatever for raccoons, something that they could eat, whatever. Because I know raccoons that eat dog food, they'll eat cat food, they'll eat whatever.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say raccoons eat anything.
What?
And that's why
strawberries. They won't eat strawberries.
Oh, do they know better than to eat the strawberries?
Yeah, they don't like them. I don't know why. Every time I try to give them to them, they just dump them.
Gotcha. What
I mean, like yesterday. You sent me that list, and so we decided, okay, we're gonna help that list go along and try to get you some more people to help donate. So we put it in I put it on a lot of different groups, just for the hell of it. Just like I did today for this.
What I need. I don't want the money. I don't want the money at all. I just want formula, puppy pads, all the stuff that I use. The more I have of it, the more animals I can help. I have a good job. I don't need money. Like, I want the items.
Yeah. No, I think I commend you for that, because I mean, you can just be like, hey, here's my PayPal if you want to donate. Donate here, and then you can just take money and do whatever you want. I think having the materials and stuff like that. What about kennels and stuff? Do you need dog kennels, cat carriers, anything like that? Because I didn't see that on your list.
Right. So the community has really came together for me and given me a lot of the stuff that I need. And they load me up all the time with formula and puppy pads and all that. But I go through them. I mean, that's the nature of the job, right? I use them. So then I need more.
I can understand.
Yeah.
I think, where are you from originally? Are you from here? Are you from Citrus County?
No, I'm from Missouri.
I'm sorry.
I'm a country. Yeah, country girl.
You left the country to move to a country to the country that is now growing. How do you feel about Citrus County getting to that Ocala size? How do you feel about that?
That's not why I moved here and bought a house. I bought an 1.5 acres out here in Crystal River, so I kind of get to keep my peace regardless of how much in town is growing. But we're destroying the wildlife, you guys. Like, we're the nature coast. We're not going to have any nature left if we keep going.
Yeah, at some point I feel like they're going to take some trees down over in the Withlacoochee forest and say, oh, hey, by the way, this is unclaimed land. If anybody wants to buy it, it's $10,000 an acre. Have you guys seen the 123 acres in Crystal? There's 123 acres that we all ride our four-wheelers and stuff through in Crystal River. They're trying to sell it. Yeah, that's where what's the name of the place? What is it called? And all that.
Yeah.
Is it part of the manor in Crystal River?
I'm not sure.
No.
It's the one right over by the mall and stuff like that, where you have all the power lines and all that stuff. Is that what we're talking about? Well, it's farther down. It's on what street is that? Citrus to what street is that called? Citrus Avenue. Where the Holiday Road is where the mud trails are. Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of it because I sell side by sides, as a matter of fact. So
you do?
I do. I sell Polaris and Honda side by sides. So if you get a chance, check me out. I'm over at Love Motorsports. Come and see me anytime.
I love Love. We just bought a bike from there, like just a couple months ago. My brother and I. You didn't buy it from me? I don't think so. No. Do you remember your salesman's name? We'll give him a shout out. What was our salesman? Tim? Yep. His name was Tim? Tim Howley?
The Love Motorsports.
I don't remember his name. He said his name was Tim, but I don't remember.
Tim is actually the finance manager over there. So
yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yep. He took us in that one room.
Yeah, and that's actually the job that I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm in that same very office. So
Oh, well, you lost out.
must have been a
That's all right,
Wednesday.
I'll
I don't
probably-
work on, it must have been a Wednesday. I don't work on Wednesdays.
I don't remember. Our other DRZ broke down, and so we went in to like take it in to go get fixed, and they were like, "Nah, it's probably not fixable." So we just said, "Fuck it," and bought a new bike.
Gotcha. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And,
Right?
and
Can't live with
that's great because we absolutely love having your business. And speaking of business, there's a lot of people that want to know yours. So there's a bunch of people posting on here that
Oh
they
yeah.
want to know why you take animals to. I don't know. I read something. I don't know.
Why did you take a squirrel into public and say, anybody want to see a baby squirrel?
And into
That was
what?
one.
Here,
That
let me
was.
read it.
I don't know. It's somewhere.
Let's go back up some. I'll actually put it on the screen.
Okay, yes, please do it. And yeah, if I go pick up an animal, it's gonna come with me places. Who cares? It's a squirrel.
Yeah, if you picked it up and you're.
Yeah. There's nothing illegal I'm doing. It's just fine.
You said you don't want to imprint, but how come you're taking squirrels into a coffee shop in Crystal River and asking who wants to see a baby squirrel? So I'm going to guess that this is one that you just picked up. Is that right?
Sure. So when they're little tiny babies like that and they're being tube fed or bottle fed every 2 hours, do you guys think that I can't leave my house for I have to leave my house or I'll go crazy. So yeah, of course I take the animals with me and I go in places. There's nothing wrong with that. And the babies aren't imprintable.
Okay. Like I said, the name of the show is Talking Shit. People are going to come on and they're going to talk shit. So it's okay if you want to talk shit back. Well, like I said, we're an open forum here. So if there's other people.
Here's the line that FWC, okay? People have kept calling FWC on me over and over again, and it never fucking works, okay? Because I'm not breaking any laws. So I'm going to keep doing whatever I want to do.
Listen, I literally had to call FWC because we have wild peacocks out here, okay? And when I had a new truck with a chrome bumper, they kept attacking it. And I couldn't stand it because they'd get on top of the truck. So I called FWC and I said, let me ask you a question. I have these birds. What can you guys do? Oh, we can't do anything. I said, what can I do? And they said, well, if they're on your property, you can shoot them. You can absolutely shoot them. I did not shoot a peacock, but I'm unfortunately, I'm just letting you know that FWC has no control over the wildlife once it's in somebody's yard. Did you know that?
I did. Well, I did know that to a fact. And that is why my commissioner's meeting tomorrow, where I'm going, I am talking about, I want part of the wing of the new facility that they're putting in for wildlife, strictly for wildlife. We have no drop-off places for wildlife anywhere. So all of these rehabs that are burnt out and upset are getting these calls that they're not answering. What if we had a designated spot? Could everybody get along then and not, cause a bunch of issues? If there was just one spot where everybody could take the animals in, we don't have to shoot them, we don't have to do anything. I'll take care of them.
Well, and that's the thing. There's a bunch of you guys out there that are all. I feel like a lot of you guys are working apart but together in a way. And what I mean by that is you have your own facility. I think that you're only going to be able to say, "Hey, listen, I can only take in 20 animals or whatever." So what's the other place? Nature.
Yeah, so there's Nature World, there's Missy's Miracles, and my whole community outreach is so that we work together, because together we can conquer everything together. If I can just call on anybody, if we've got people everywhere, like I do on my Facebook, and I'm like, can anybody help me? It'd be so much easier than all of this work that we're trying to do alone.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. And that's why, you have these folks' phone numbers. So if it becomes overwhelming for you, I don't want them to think that you're failing, right? It's not like you're trying to shut down. You got to let people know if you get too overwhelmed and you got too many animals, you can say, hey, listen, I've got 20, 30, 40 animals at the facility right now, and I'm overhoused. Like, I need to figure out a place to put these other animals. Those
Right.
folks, I think, if they step in, and it's the same with you. So if nature's calls you and says, "Hey, I've got 2 raccoons and I've got nowhere to house them. Can you help me?" I'm sure that that's something you'd be like, "Yeah, absolutely. Where do you want to meet?"
Oh, absolutely. I would love that if we could work together. Like, that would be amazing. But I'm also not going to, like, I've been bullied by the rehab community, and all of this, and which, of course, I'm going to stand up for myself. I've had to call the police on people for stalking me and bullying me and making false police reports and stuff. But I promise, I am such a kind soul. I could let all of that go just to work together for animals. I will let all of it go and never think about it again.
And I love the idea of having a drop-off point. I think that's a really, really great idea, because there's a lot of people out there, you know, they're going to find animals in their yard, baby animals. They're going to find, we had flying squirrels here. And had I had found them before my dog did, we would have probably gotten them somewhere so that they could have gotten out of the area so that they would have been safe. But unfortunately, I had an issue with a dog, so that didn't help.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It happens.
And that's the
We
thing.
can't
Like,
save them all.
and I think you just keep putting yourself out there and saying, "Hey, listen, if you have a wild animal or something like that, and we need to come and get it, just give me a call." You know,
Right.
or
Because I get the whole community. Everybody on my Facebook, I've got better response time than the fire department. Okay. I put a post out there, and within 5 to 15 minutes, I've got somebody going to get that animal. Now, imagine if that's the foster care system for cats and dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I
just
saw on your page too, you have like a rescue wrangler person, somebody that goes and wrangles. I could have swore I read on your page that you have somebody that will actually come out, and if there's an animal stuck or something like that, that they will absolutely take care of that animal. Is that right? I'm positive I read that.
Oh no, I'm not a pest control person. I don't go out.
Not pest control, like wrangle the animal. Like, you wouldn't wrangle the raccoon, or you wouldn't have somebody wrangle the raccoon.
Oh well, I have my brother for stuff like that. But I mean, I'm not going to go chase the animal around, but if the people have it like in a box or contained or whatever, then yes, of course I'll go get it.
Okay. What about how are we doing about snakes?
I love snakes. I have ball pythons. I love them.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah, you
that.
guys go get
I can watch them at touch screen, but not in front of me. No, hell no.
Mark is absolutely terrified.
Hey, there's a few things there's a few things in my life I'm terrified. I'm terrified of snakes. I'm terrified of more snakes, and then my wife. Other than that,
I am trying to get one of my guests on the show. His name is Bill Booth, and I don't know if you've heard of him or not. But he hunts snakes down in the Everglades. Like, they have taken over the Everglades, and he goes down there and he cleans up the glades.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Of the Burmese pythons.
That's bad. They're eating every deer, rabbits. The whole ecosystem is run down here. Okay, so this is Timber. This is my boy. Okay.
That's a big one, huh?
Baby.
That's a big. No, that's a big ball python.
He's beautiful. I love him so much. I've had him for 3 years, and he's a really good boy. He's never bit anybody. Snakes get a really bad rap, but they're actually great animals.
Until it meets me, and then it'd bite me. You know.
Oh no! Look, I give it kisses. Nothing.
I mean, it's like my ferrets. You know, they don't bite anybody, but you know, give it a time, they're gonna bite somebody.
Hey, all animals. I've been bit so many times. Oh my gosh.
You've been bit by snakes, or just animals in general?
No, I don't think I've ever been bit by a snake, but just animals in general. I mean, you really can't not get bit. When you work in rehab, and this is what I tell all of my people when they come over to volunteer with me, it's not if, it's when you get it.
Oh.
Yep.
Guys, I think I'm frozen. Somebody's frozen here. Hang on.
I can hear you. I can see you.
I think somebody's internet is bad. I think it's mine or Mark's. Mark,
It
you're
can't
frozen.
be mine is freaking. What the hell? I'm frozen.
Am I frozen?
No.
Yes, you
No,
are.
you're good.
Okay, now you're moving. Now you're good. Stay like that. Alyssa's freezing. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Mine's hardwired. I don't know why it would be.
Well, listen, we just had this hailstorm, so I'm sure the internet didn't take too kindly to all that water and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. When we went out without power, I was like, oh shit. I called Brian. Hey, I might be coming to your house to do the interview. So what other animals? What other animals do you have there right now?
With me, let's see. I just have my possums and my squirrels and my snaky Timber. Yeah, the other animals I really can't show. Those are wild. The raccoons are old enough where they're imprintable, so they stay outside. Oh, I forgot. I do have one more I can show you. So
it's a turtle.
This guy, it's a turtle. So this guy came in and he had gotten pretty badly beaten up by a dog.
Yeah, I've seen that yesterday. It was yesterday, right? The day before. I've seen the pictures of it.
Oh goodness, I think I've gotten 3 turtles in the last week. I can't tell you how much I've gotten, but he's a really good boy. He's gonna be just fine. He'll be released here in a few months. It's gonna take a while for this shell to heal.
Is that a gopher?
I believe so, yeah. And it's really weird because he's got paint on him. It looks like, at first I thought somebody painted him and I was pissed, but then it just looks like maybe he walked under something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. ... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it yeah. So I didn't call the cops or anything just because it looked fine.
Okay. Now a lot of people are going to tell you moving a gopher turtle or having a gopher turtle, is that we hear it all the time. It's illegal. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. So unless you're a rehabber, the turtles that I have are all hurt or sick in one way. All 3 of the turtles that I've had all have very clearly broken shells. So yes, if you guys ever find a gopher turtle, of course leave it alone unless it's hurt. And if you find eggs, just leave them where they're at. It's fine. Dig a small hole, put them back where they go, and leave them alone.
And so what do we look for to find out if we've got gophers in our yard? I know what to look for because I have at least one, I'm sure. But
right, the hole. they make big dens. They're pretty easy to see.
Now, let me ask you, because I haven't seen this or not, but do you think snakes live in that same den with them, or do you think?
I don't think so. Okay. I've never seen one.
They'll take over once they're done with the hole. They will take over the hole.
Well, I tell you what. So I live kind of out in the country a little bit, and it was probably 6 months ago or so. I was leaving my house. I shit you not. There was a female rattlesnake crossing in front of my house, and I mean, it was that big around. This thing was huge.
Yeah.
So now I always wear boots outside.
Well, cool. Besides doing this, what did you do before you got into helping wildlife? What were you doing?
Okay, so I've been a cosmetologist for many years. Let's see, I've worked for CVS for 7 years. I'm still currently working there. I love it. It's how I pay the bills for all of these animals. That and, everybody's donations that are so good to me that buy me formula and stuff. I was a CNA for a few years whenever I was young. I've always worked. I've always loved being around animals. That is my passion, and that's what I'm good at, and that's what I want to help Yeah.
Very cool. I told you Mark doesn't talk much.
I try to.
You know
You
what,
just
I was
keep running.
watching-
You just
I
keep
was
doing this, so I
watching
just
his
I'm sitting
videos.
here like this.
I was watching
It's
his
kinda hard.
videos and I was like, man, he doesn't talk very much. I'm gonna
No,
have to do a lot of talking.
Well, you see, this one we were trying to make it where you did talk more and let Brian talks less. But
Oh, okay.
Brian always he's good at talking. That's something that he's good at. I'll give him that. You know, he's just he just does that, type thing. And sometimes
I bet
he
his wife
just
loves him at least if he talks all the time.
No, she
No.
tells me to shut my damn mouth.
that's right. But no, there's times where I just let him talk because he's got questions after questions after questions, and I let him talk and try and see
I
where
can't
where I
help it.
go.
I mean, one thing just leads to the next, and I'm just like, oh
Yeah,
man,
but you got to learn to, But we'll talk about that later. Anyways.
And you're fired, Brian. Have a nice day.
No, it's not that way. Have you always had you've always had the love to working with animals, you said?
Oh my God. Ever since I was like little, my family will tell you that I would go pick up turtles like whenever I was super young and would like baby them and frogs, and nobody understood why.
Yeah, my cats used to bring me baby bunnies, and my daughter tried to take care of them, but it didn't work. So then we took it over to rehab or wildlife place over by us on Cardinal, and they did great with us. And that's where most of the animals we ever found was at, right there. We took a tour of their everything that they had there, and they were awesome for us.
Good.
I just don't know. I forget their name, but
Good. I love hearing that. At least you had good experiences. That's what I want everybody to have.
right. So other than taking care of the animals, and what is other hobbies besides? I mean, you got four-wheelers. I know that.
Yeah.
But what
So
what
I
other things do you like?
Wheelers, dirt bikes. We have a boat, a 21-foot panga. I love going fishing. I'm a scuba diver. I love doing nice things for the community. Like literally anytime I can help somebody, I'm there. I don't know, it makes me feel good. Maybe it's selfish because it makes me feel good, but I like helping people.
It's a nice euphoria for you. It's like a thing you get when you help people.
Yeah, so you know what's funny is I actually read an article one time about that, and it said that that's why humans like to help each other is for selfish reasons. Isn't that funny?
I mean, I do it just because I can. If you can help somebody, help them. It does make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So there's
like literally.
But you can't help everybody. That's the big thing.
No, you can't. But if there's one thing, you guys, if I can just tell everybody, like literally, I don't care if you don't like me or not. It's never gonna stop me ever. However, you might as well join me because I'm gonna take over the city whenever it comes to like animal rehab and stuff.
Just keep building the empire.
It's never gonna stop. You're never gonna stop me.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. I think the goal here is for the animals to get the rehabilitation, get them back out in the wild. Are you tagging them in any way at all, or no?
Oh no, I don't tag them at all. So a lot of the raccoons that we release, I take out to Fort Island Trail in like a secret spot. So you have to stagger these animals. You can't let a bunch of adult raccoons go in one place and then the next year let a bunch of babies go. It doesn't work like that because, they all need their own spot. So, but no, I don't tag them at all. I just find their own little safe spot where they can kind of stretch out. I try to find a water source nearby. If they're squirrels or rabbits, they can stay right here on my property, like out, because I've got like 123 acres behind me. So I'll just throw food out and they can eat it.
Yeah. You guys are frozen again.
Uh-oh. Here's Timber.
I think it's me. It might be me if you guys
Oh, we can still hear you. That's okay.
I can hear you, Mark, but you're just frozen.
I don't understand why. I mean, it's
I
all
don't know. That's
connected.
what I'm saying. It might be me. I don't know what the hell's going
Mine's
on.
all hardwired, so I don't. It shouldn't be frozen. But shit happens. You can still hear me, right? That's all that
I
matters.
can still hear you guys both loud and clear.
Perfect. All right. So, Alyssa, we typically do this show for about an hour, and we're coming up on that hour. But let me ask you: is there anything that you want to tell the community to get your name out there, to get you some assistance? I know you've got a Facebook page, and that is it Alyssa's Critters on Facebook?
Yes, Alyssa's Critters. So I actually have a website too now. With the domain is Alyssa's Critters, and I do have something to say. Like, if there's one thing that I can get through to this community, it's that I love it. I love it so much, and I just want to save these animals. I don't understand the hostility and the meanness that everybody has. Like, please just do nice things for each other and help me help animals. I will go to the ends of the earth to help these animals.
That's cool. I mean, there's not a lot of people out there that would say the same thing. I mean, to me, you got a lot of people that are like, it's just a squirrel. It's a yard rat. You got the bunnies. That's the food for the coyotes at night. Speaking of coyotes, are you trying to rehab any coyotes? Is that going to be a thing?
I do not have any coyotes right now, but I do know that Missy's Miracles and Nature World have both gotten coyotes before.
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm hoping I get the opportunity one day. That would be amazing.
Are they mean? Can you tell us a little bit about a coyote? Because, I mean, everybody wants to kill them,
Sure. So whenever I worked for Nature World, we had, I believe there was 3 coyotes. And unfortunately, because we had them since they were puppies, they weren't as mean as what we really wanted them to be, just because they saw everybody every day from feeding them and stuff. I would love the opportunity to be able to do it maybe where I could like slip food in a door where they never have human contact and see how they react. I have no bias against coyotes. I have fencing all around my farm animals, dog fencing, so they've never gotten any of mine. So I understand why people don't like them, but I don't know. I think we can coexist.
Yeah, there's the coyote issue in this neighborhood, and I think I've seen a couple of foxes. So in this area, if we had chickens there for the longest time, and the chickens were getting eaten by, I'm pretty positive it was a fox. Is there a way for us to be able to tell? Do you know if there's a way to be able to tell what kind of animal's been on our property?
I mean, if you're good at looking at like the prints, my brother is like an amazing hunter and trapper, and he can literally just look at anything and be like, oh, that's a bobcat or a coyote. So he gives me a lot of knowledge on that kind of stuff. But for me, no, I'd have to put like a game camera out to be able to see them, to know what they are.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but I mean, you can look on Google. They have like the little handprint things that show you what kinds they are.
I know. That's why I was looking at the raccoon print one day. I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a cat or if it's a damn raccoon. But there was a giant freaking, and I was like, maybe it's a wolf, maybe it's a coyote. But you try to compare these prints, and you're just like, I'm just not a print guy. I'm not that guy. So
right.
It was hard for me to tell. I try to match stuff up, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know.
Right. So the best thing to do is, if you find wildlife, you can call a rehabilitator. I have all the time in the world to talk to people. If you guys just want to ask questions, I'm here. I love it so much. I love educating. A lot of rehabbers are really busy, but that's just because they have a lot more animals than me, because they've been going for so much longer than me. But if you have questions, ask. It's the best way, and leave the animals alone.
Very good. So if I find an injured squirrel, an injured bunny, an injured raccoon, I can reach out to you guys, you'll come and get the animal from me.
Yes, absolutely. So feel free to call any rehab, of course, in Crystal River. There's a lot of good ones. I think we all have the same intention. I'm always free and able to do it as well.
Very good. Now, are you coming out to the property to collect these animals, or is it just your brother, or do you have people that are helping you out doing that?
So both. I do go out to people's homes and I do collect the animals, but there's no way that I could do them all. There's no way. I get calls for Floral City, Brooksville, Spring Hill, Beverly Hills.
Oh, you go that far.
Oh yeah, I want to go all over Florida, you guys. I told you I'm not done. I'm going big.
Very good. And you're in constant contact with FWC. I'm sure you're checking rules, laws. You're wanting to make sure that you're doing everything by the book, the way it's supposed to.
Ain't nobody gonna get me in trouble.
Good. You need supplies for our viewers, for our listeners, for our community. Where can people find you? Where can they send supplies? Where can they drop off supplies to you?
Sure. So on my website, like I said, I don't care about the money. I don't need money at all. I do have my PayPal on there, but I would rather people just buy the formula and stuff that I need so I can give it to people who need it. I love it when other rescues, by the way, call me to ask me for stuff because I'm like, yes, sure, we can work together. But anyway, so I've got my Amazon wish list. It has all the formulas on it. We need opossum formulas. Opossum and squirrel is the same formula. And then raccoon formula. It's baby season. These 3.5 pound tubs that are $75 that people are buying for us. I mean, that is really freaking nice of people, but they don't last that long. I mean, especially when you have 5 or 6 baby raccoons, it doesn't go very far. So Amazon or Fox Valley is where we get the formula and detergent. That's what I need. Formula and detergent. I do a lot of tasks.
A regular laundry detergent would help you out as well.
Yeah, like Tide with no scents in it or whatever, because I don't want the animals to smell.
Unscented stuff. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. And you've got the website. That is Alyssas Critters. Is it .com?
Yes.
Okay. AlyssasCritters.com. You're on Facebook.
Yep.
At Alyssas Critters. Do you have are you doing a TikTok? Are you doing any kind of TikTok videos to show the animals, to show their stages of, this is when I got the animal, I'm about to release the animal?
No, but once I get more volunteers, I will start that. Just not right now. I don't have enough time.
I mean, that would be pretty cool though. I mean, from the catch, or not the catch, from the find to the release, I think would be kind of cool to be able to see that too. That way it just lets people know what you're doing, and it's not like, oh, I just got this squirrel. I had the squirrel for about a week and then it's gone.
Right. Yeah, I could definitely do something like that for you guys. I'll do that. Good idea.
What about Instagram? Are you doing Instagram at all? Any photos or anything like that?
I'm not, but I do.
I'm just trying to get you more read through the community too, because.
Sure. So I'm not on Instagram. I will be soon. Probably the best way to get a hold of me, like if you guys want to go have coffee or something and you want to hear my plan, I don't care. I've got a wonderful business plan that I'm not willing to, shove out in the community, but I'll tell you all about it. And I'm willing to meet up in public with anybody. I don't care. That's what I'm here for, is educating.
Perfect. I can't wait to see you. Are you going to try to get any of these rehabbed animals into the school so that you can educate the youth?
Yes. So absolutely. I actually just put that on my website. No matter what, I'm definitely going to get some educational animals with paperwork to be able to take them into schools, daycares, even adults. Adults need to know what to do with wildlife. Hey, in fact, let me tell you guys something really important. A lot of opossums are being found right now, right? So if they're smaller than a dollar bill, then they can't be left alone. Okay, smaller than a dollar bill. But if they're smaller than your index finger, then that means that they have to be tube fed. So get them to a rehabber like immediately.
So that's
It's
like, yeah, they're itty bitty when they're first born. Is that right?
Yeah.
They're super.
they're the size of your fingernail.
Wow. See, I haven't seen anything that small yet as far as the possums go. I've seen them, I've seen them about 6-7 inches long.
Oh, trust me, they get a lot bigger than that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I don't
they
mess
get
with them.
big. They're huge.
I don't mess with them. I tried to mess with an armadillo one time. That thing did not like me at all. I was just like, you know what? I'm done.
You got to have the animal rehabber hands. It's funny.
I
am
not an animal rehabber. I'm just some kind of drunk idiot that's going to go out and try to touch something. Ooh, I touched the possum.
At least it's not an alligator.
Oh God, I guess I'd have to get really wasted. No, I'm not doing any of that.
I could be doing it.
Let me ask you a question. You don't plan on rehabbing any alligators, do you?
So I definitely plan on getting more permits through FWC, and hopefully that is something that I can do one day.
Oh my goodness.
I would love it. I would love it. I love all animals.
Oh my God, that's scary. To me, that's scary. Even the little alligators like scare the crap out of me.
You just got to be careful.
Be careful.
They're no scarier than man. Man is much scarier. There's no evil in an animal. It's humans that are evil.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell my cats that. They seem to be evil.
All right. Alyssa, before we let you go, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, I'm good. I love all of Citrus County, and I hope we can all work together. I mean that.
Perfect. We can't wait to follow you on TikTok. So once you get that going and you start something with what's the albino one? What's his name?
Oh, Oz.
Oz. Yeah. Start a video with Oz. That'd be kind of cool.
I can do that.
Introduce Oz, and then hopefully you can show his progression. A couple of weeks, and then boom, he gets freed, and there you go. People will understand like what you're doing. So
that's a great idea. I'll definitely do that for you.
Beautiful. Do you have a phone number that you want to put out, or do you just want people to follow you on the socials? What would you prefer?
So, people are welcome. So I'm going to turn my business line into, I'm going to get another personal line anyway. So I put my business line out there. I don't care if you guys find animals or you need help. Just be aware, I can't be on my phone 24/7 though. Okay. So if it takes me an hour or two to get back to you, it's because I'm doing something, but my phone number is 727-401-9851, and then you're welcome to message me on Facebook anytime that you want. I will talk to anybody. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, look, she talked to me, so.
It took you a while though. Like 3 weeks of asking?
Well, listen, my daughter Madison, she works at PetSmart, and she is a huge animal supporter. It doesn't matter if it's a dog, a cat, a lizard, a snake, a fish. That child cares so much for these animals, okay? And she wants to do the right thing by them. So when somebody tells her, hey, I found this wounded such and such, that child is like, bring it up. I'll take it home with me. I'll nurse it back to health, and then I'll let it go. And she was the one that found you. And I was like, all right. So we started doing a little research. Mark did a lot of the research because I work all the time, but Mark did a lot of research, and he was like, hey, I think we really need to get Alyssa on the show. And I was like, okay. I was Madison said the same thing. My daughter said the same thing. We need to get Alyssa on the show.
I love that the kids are watching me. I try to be really, I may have cussed on this show, but I'm really family friendly and on my Facebook. Love.
I'm really family guy on this show. I try to be anyway. So
what the fuck?
Right.
Family guy.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But tell your
We're not-
daughter if she would ever like to come out and play with some farm animals. I have a lot that she is welcome to play with. No wild, but farm animals.
Well, we had the goats, we had the chickens. Didn't have anything other than that. The goats and the chickens is, that was enough for me. I missed the goats, but they were a lot. They were a lot to handle because, once they get out and they piss your neighbor off, it kind of sucks. It's like, okay, well, you do what you can to contain them. But man, I'm going to tell you, they eat everything in sight. Even like I'd walk in to feed them. They want my pants, not the food. I'm like, come on, dude. Chickens were great. Chickens are great when they were, laying eggs, but we had a lot of roosters by accident. It wasn't by design. So Mark's got ducks, right? You had ducks?
I have one duck left, and we're getting ready to probably get rid of her. My son's decided that he wants to do away with what's left of them. He's only got a few chickens and one duck left, and the chicken and ducks cohabit together, and they love each other. So,
I know a lady that will take the duck if you want to get rid of it.
It depends on what they're going to do.
It's her.
It's a female duck, and she's 5 years old. All the rest of them,
I don't know how long they live.
They got about 5 to 7 years.
Oh,
is she still laying? That's really old for a duck.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's still laying. We had to go get some of the eggs today. Oh yeah, he loves them. The ones that he hatched are the ones that Brian gave us the eggs for. My son hatched them for a science project, and we have all of them except one that was from the original batch, and it's a little white silky about this big that we called Doofy because she goes around in circles. She's not all there.
You're welcome.
So by the way. Yeah, thanks. But we're just there's three hens, one rooster, and a duck left.
All right. Well, it's that time, guys. It's time to say goodnight.
All right. Well, have me back again, okay?
Alyssa, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for educating us. We can't wait to be more educated, and yes, we will try to get some of that aid over to you, some of that formula, some of those puppy pads and whatnot. I know I've got a couple of people that were already talking to me about it, so we will get that stuff over to you. The phone number to reach me one more time is 727-401-9851. And if our fans of our two viewers, mom and dad, are listening, you can also find her on alyssascritters.com or Alyssas Critters on Facebook. And stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. There will be a TikTok, I think. I convinced her that she needs to sign up and get it done.
I think you try to convince everybody of a TikTok, one way or the other.
I'll do it. Promise.
Perfect. Alyssa, thank you once again for indulging us tonight.
Yes, of course. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. What are you doing over there, Mark?
You keep pressing the button as I'm doing it. My God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Alyssa's Critters. She is a younger version of what Citrus County has for rescues. We're not saying that she's probably the best, but she's going to be really good. Give her an opportunity. Help her out. I think that having more than one facility, more than one rescue, more than two, because I think what I remember was we had 2 to 3 rescues for wildlife in Citrus County.
Something like that. It could be more, just we don't really know. I know we have the one off Cardinal, and then a few in Crystal River, or a couple in Crystal River.
There's one in Crystal River other than hers that I knew about. So,
okay.
I'm sure there's probably one up in Floral City or Inverness as well. But listen, we're not here to talk about. We're not here to badmouth anybody. And I feel terrible that a couple of people decided that they wanted to come on and wanted to
we understand the
really talk shit. I mean, that's the name of the show, guys. I mean,
I understand that the name of the show is called Talking
If you
Shit,
want to be a guest on the show, we will send you the link, and you can come on if you'd like. Speak your piece. Don't do it behind the keyboard. So, if you would like to come on and talk your piece, then do so. We will absolutely invite you. Give us the word, and we'll send you the link. Mark, before we get done with, I mean, we're done with Alyssa's Critters. Is there anything? Is there anything else that you want to talk about? We got some upcoming stuff.
Actually, Thomas. I mean, yeah. If you really want to come on, I'll send you a link, and we'll talk about it sometime when we have an opening, if that's what you want. But right now, it was her turn to, see why she started her own critters in rehab facility. And well, if you want to talk about yours, then we'll talk. I have no problem doing that. But on Monday, 8:00, we have somebody special.
I fucking love this guy. If you have not watched TikTok, for the love of God, go type in Just Joe and watch Joe perform. He does ballads. He turns rock songs into ballads, man, and they are absolutely amazing. I got stuck watching. I watched probably like 8 or 9 of his videos back to back while I had a little bit of free time. And then I said, hey, Mark, I really like this. Check this out. Mark watched the guy. He reached out to him, and he gets Joe. So my pick, Joe on the show, and you get him. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's
I don't think that he's gonna come on here and disappoint any of our viewers or our listeners.
No, I don't think so.
So, you read. I'm not reading. Anyway,
I'm done reading.
All right.
I mean, it's to the point where you can keep going. I don't think this one's it don't matter. I can keep reading and reading, but it's not about being toxic. It was about giving her a chance to explain herself on what she wanted for the county to help out. And if she did badmouth somebody, well, she really didn't do that on here. So you guys all jumped on her, and like I said, if you guys want to talk about your rescue, message me.
We will do an open forum, guys. Anytime you want to, we're available. We will send you the link. We can do an open forum, and I promise you, we'll send it to Alyssa, and we'll have everybody on. It's not a problem. It's not to badmouth people and give them any kind of disrespect. What we're trying to do is find out what's going on in the county and how people are helping the county. I feel like she's helping. If you don't feel that way, then come on and speak your piece. That's it. That's all I'm going to talk about right now.
Yep.
So please, for the love of God, follow us on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook at Talking Shit. That's Talking.
Everything's Talking Shit.
It's TALKINGSHTTT. It's right there in the bottom of the screen for you illiterate bastards. Mark, you also have me. You also got me on another. You got a couple of our other guys from the network to come on the show, and we are going to do something really fun with them.
Yeah,
too.
we're going to do something for that too. We also have on Thursday or next Thursday. Let me make sure I put it in here. Come on. Next Thursday we have a upcoming actress. Her name's Crystal. I don't want to butcher her last name.
You're frozen again.
Who gives a shit? Can you hear me?
Is it the one that's Crystal Gorski?
Yeah, Gorski.
Yeah.
She'll be on.
Yeah.
And then she'll be on the 18th. And then on the 23rd, we will have Barrel Age Flicks.
Barrel Age Flicks will be a part of our podcast,
And we're going to actually do something interesting with them. My cat's going to take over my thing.
That's the cat's ass right there.
Yeah, he's telling you to kiss it. We're going to talk about actors, actresses who are put in a role that we believe didn't deserve or didn't fit that role.
I think I picked a pretty good topic. I think it's going to be really hard for you because, I mean, I've watched some really good movies with some really terrible acting, and that's what I'm going for. And I actually feel like myself personally, Mark, I'm coming at you with a horror, a comedy, a drama, a suspense, and either a bromance or a romance. One of the two. It's happening.
Yeah, well, you just went down all the complete things. No, I actually have my list already.
Oh, well, you suck.
I told you, me and my daughter talk about this shit.
On my list. I've just started working on my list.
Yeah, well, me and my daughter talk about this topic a lot.
All right, let's move it along. I got to go eat some food. I'm starving.
Yeah, I got to go take my contacts out. My eyes are itching.
All right, guys, thank you for following us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you that like us and those of you that hate us, have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.